Mr. Truck here, another exciting truck review. Today it's a 2017 Nissan Titan Pro 4X. It's an XD model. That's that in-between half-ton and heavy duties. And it has a Cummins 5-liter V8 ice and 6-speed automatic. And today, Dee is helping me, or Deanna, or you know, Miss D.
Call me D.
Yes, and so you're a horsewoman. You've got trucks and trailers.
I do.
So now's your chance to try out the new stuff.
Yeah, and so far it's great. It's got 310 horsepower and a 555 pound-foot torque. So it's pretty powerful. Definitely, I haven't had any complaints so far.
Awesome. Well, let's show you the rest of the truck. Come with us for the review. So you got leg room, you got hip room, you got head room.
Tons of room.
I mean, I wear my hat in there, but it's only a 3-inch crown. But
I'm shorter.
you probably got a taller hat than I do. You got a cattleman's crease and all that.
Yeah, I do.
So the controls, I like the way the brake controller is, and you know, in this here you got the power tilt and telescoping wheel, which I really like. But you can get to just about anything else. And this is a thing too that the Japanese manufacturers, Toyota and Nissan, when you get loaded, they actually will adjust your headlight up and down when you're squatting. Nice. Which is kind of nice. I'd rather than put airbags on it, but then they don't listen to me. So what do you think about how the controls are and everything?
The controls are great. I can reach all of them. I can see them perfectly clear. The knobs are good size. See everything from here, which is nice when you're driving. And then it also has, you know, so you have hands-free steering, you can make phone calls, you can go through your phone book, volume control, everything right here.
Yeah, and the screen I really like is it actually shows you how many miles to empty all the time, where a lot of trucks you have to go through screens to find it, which I don't like. Okay, let's see what the back seat's.
So here's the back seat. Got tons of room back here.
Yeah, you can stretch out and not hit the guy in the front of you.
Yep. Comfort room, as they say now in the airplanes. And then this.
Yeah, it's got a latch underneath the front. There you go. Yeah, both sides fold up. This is the short version.
Yep, and then you can lock this, fold this out if you need to. And then the other great thing is there's storage underneath as well. So you can put any cleaning products that you might have for your vehicles. You can put it all in there.
Yeah, I put a couple 45s in there.
Yep. And then it's fairly easy just to put down and then assemble.
Yeah, that's nice. It's real seats in there. Got all the grandma hangers.
Yep, everything so you can pull yourself in.
Let's look at the bed. Cool. Does this have a step?
Yep, so what's nice about this, I know I'm short, so to get up, these steps are really nice to have. So easy. And then there's compartments in here as well.
Yeah, that's the old Titan box. Yeah, by golly, it does open up. Let me look in there. That's pretty cool.
Yep. You got kids, you can put fishing rods in here, or guns if you want to, if you're going hunting for the weekend or the week.
Yeah, it's got cup holders built into it. This is a party truck.
Pretty much. Cool.
And then that unbolts and comes out. And on the floor, this is all ready for a gooseneck. The guts was already tacked into the trailer, so you just buy that kit and put your ball in your safety chain holders, or in the RV you can put your fifth wheel in there. And cargo management is something I think Nissan invented. That's all these little sliding pieces here, these cleats, and they are adjustable, and you can slide them all over the place. And they even have them. Yeah, you untwist that, and then they roll around for your motorcycles and cargo. And you got them in the front, and you have them on the floor too, which is so awesome. Let me open the tailgate for you. I think it's got torsion rods in the tailgate, so it'll. Yeah. Only hit the jack once. Let me see. Barely clears the jack. Okay. We'll climb out. Let's look at this trailer.
All right.
Oh, there you go. You got the step and everything.
Perfect. Done.
Okay, now this is a Cimarron 2-horse bumper pull. This is a North Star, so it's pretty well loaded. Aluminum trailer. To me, these always look like art. And these come, yeah, it's got the nice drop downs. And they got the great bar in there. Keep your horse out of trouble. So you can get into your feed doors. Yeah. They do an excellent job of building these. Like I say, they're a piece of art. You look at all the welds, and it's just like something that you'd want to put in your yard just to show people, because it is so well made. And this thing, starting last year, they all come with these aluminum wheels. And this trailer, I've not figured it out yet, but it's one of the easiest towing trailers I've ever pulled in a bumper pull. And I don't know if it has to do with the angle of the hitch or the angle of the nose, but these pull so easy. And this is a 2-horse slant, so it does have, it's not so tall that it needs ramps, but it does have the good old, what do they call these latches? They're not the butterflies. These are the independent Cam Latches. And you can open either one of them. Some trailers don't open one side, but the gasket on this, it's got a big gasket on the door, along with motorcycle noises. And there it is, the divider. And you got 2 vents in the roof, and that's a fiberglass roof. Well, it's a special, it's like a honeycomb type construction, over a 1/2 inch thick. I mean, my 280 pounds can walk on there and put an air conditioner and attach it and do all that. And it supports me, and it's cooler. Aluminums can get toasty, but having a fiberglass roof is a big help. And I think it's got a tack room.
Yep.
And these are big on LEDs. They got the coolest LED lights on these Cimarrons. And a giant tack room. I could sleep in there. Saddle racks, your spare, and it's also an aluminum wheel. Your blanket racks, put in your water stuff. There is a water thing here. Cool. So you can water your horses. Awesome. Carpet everywhere. And that's nice, so your bridles and your halters don't bang into the aluminum. Quiets everything down, and this thing is really constructed well. And that rack actually folds out. I don't know if that rack has a latch on it. Let me look. Or maybe on a torsion rod. It is. Cool. See there?
Saddle rack.
Yeah, so the saddle rack comes outside. And you got all this stuff in the door for your brushes and such. Cool. Alrighty then. It's a big door, at least a 3-foot. Looks like a 4-foot door, but that's a big tack room door. You can swing those saddles in there. Goes, but that gives you all that space down there, and if you want the cups out of your way, you move them farther up.
And there's great side holders for 2 different sizes of cups, coffee mug holders, which is really nice. And a lot of vehicles, they'll have it, but you can't really fit anything in because the door setup always pushes it in. This sits really nice in. It's real nice.
Yeah, and the brake controller's in the middle console, and it actually is easy to reach. I like that. Like brake controls, if you have to do an emergency sway control, you've got to be able to grab that. But yeah, and it's got pretty good sized knobs in the dash, which I like, and a gigantic screen.
Yep, and they're readable on every button. You can actually see what it says, which in some vehicles they're smaller. So this is nice. Everything's very visible.
Yeah, the stick, you got the manual control if you want to shift it up and down, and it's got tow haul mode. So a lot of that stuff, the controls are real similar to Ford, which I imagine they did copy them. Why would you copy not the #1 selling truck? So that made sense. But the stitching reminds me a lot of the 150. I like the visibility. I mean, it's got everything's controllable. The one thing that drives me nuts is the center dash. When you first start it up, you don't know what gear it's in. Not that you can't figure it out, but that center dash is a graphic screen. It won't tell you anything until about a full 20 seconds into it and then actually tells you all that stuff. So that drives me nuts, but that's a small problem. But yeah, it is. It feels like a big truck. It is a bigger truck. Another beautiful day in Colorado. Now this route is different. We normally take to Estes. I like the rocks on this road better. This is Highway 34. And it is so cool up here. And the rivers are almost full. Everything's kind of right at the edge of the banks.
Nice.
And we're driving, you know, as we said, this Titan is a 2017 XD. It's that one that goes between the half ton and the heavy duties. It has the 5-liter Cummins V8 in it with the ICE transmission. You know, that's the one that Ram uses in their heavy duties, and Toyota owns part of the corporation, so they're in their Hino trucks and all that. And that crew cab, it's got a lot of room in here. What do you think, Dee? Is this comfortable? I mean, is that? Tell me all about what you think.
It's really comfortable. The ride is really comfortable. You can definitely feel there's a lot of power to this vehicle. Everything as far as when I got in, the AC seat was on. That was a nice little...
As they got it in the back too. They got heated in
I
front
saw
and
that.
back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very loaded truck.
Yeah, it's definitely loaded. Back seats have tons of leg room. It's comfortable so far, and we're going over some road that's got some lines and holes in it, but you really don't feel it when you're
it feels
pulling.
like a heavy truck.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavy truck. You don't feel a lot of the road. It's great.
That's it's got the good mirrors on it. Like these are Schaffernacker, the same one that Ford used, the same company. They've changed their name now, but I'd like the visibility of it. They've got the door cuts down a little bit, kind of like a Ford. And you got a Ford, don't you?
I do have a Ford, and what's nice about this truck is that, at least in my pickup, the window's really far away from where I sit, so I always feel like I'm really leaning over to put my elbow on it.
Yeah.
This is nice because it's right there, and I really, when I'm driving, for some reason, I like to rest my elbow. I think it's a habit. So
I do too.
It's really nice. The room, everything. It's got, as far as where you can store extra stuff, it's got a lot of storage room.
But yeah, it is. It feels like a big truck. It is a bigger truck. I think they should have made it into a full heavy duty, but they didn't ask me. But you know, it's the diesel, and that, you know, it's they kind of their own little world there in between the half ton and 3/4 ton. All the other manufacturers have done the same thing in 1980 and 1990. Ford had a 7-bolt F-250, which was a half ton with a 7-bolt wheel on it, and Ram, Dodge back then, and Chevy did the same thing in the 1980s, early 80s. Where they had a light duty 3/4 ton, which means it didn't have a full floating axle and had 8 bolts, and it confused everybody. And you know, that's how this one causes confusion trying to figure it out. But it's like with every truck, you look up your towing ratings on it, you look up all those things, payload and all that, regardless of the size, to see if it meets what your trailer is. Actually, I got all those numbers here. I should be telling you about all that stuff. Or are you playing with the shifter?
I am.
Cool.
I am just trying to see how it works. I don't like using my brake a lot, so if I have the option to shift, then I do. And especially going up that hill and then coming down it.
Yeah.
That helps.
That's a big thing with when I sold trucks. A lot of the mountain people that I sold to would not buy an automatic. They wanted the control of the stick. Mm-hmm. And I understood that. But now the transmissions, you know, they lock up the torque converter in almost every gear but first, so you have lock up like a clutch and pressure plate, like a manual transmission. And so you do have that kind of control. Like what you just did, you manually controlled it, and that makes it so much easier to drive and to control trailers. And that's, you know, I help work with TFL Truck, and what we always do is let the computers run the whole truck, and we test it out by how it's designed. We don't try to manually control it. And a lot of times, you know, you're in a situation you would want to manually control it. It's just hard to actually judge that truck against other trucks if you're doing all this manually adjustments, because that just makes it about the driver, not about the truck. Well, we're going to some beautiful canyons here.
It is gorgeous and green.
Now, this puppy here is interesting, as it is a bumper pull trailer. It will tow 12,030 with a tongue weight of 1,203. And what's going on lately with these trucks is that's a bumper pull. 700 pounds less is what it pulls with a gooseneck, which makes no sense to me, because, you know, you've got the center of gravity better on the hitch. They tow straighter. You don't have usually a sway issue with a gooseneck, and it puts weight on front and rear axles. So to me, it makes more sense. You know, they like the
the bumper pulls with weight distributing hitches and all that, give them a rating for that, and follow all the SAE standards on that J2706. But 700 pounds less on a gooseneck, come on, that's just not real. Especially with the diesel, you got all the power. So that's how it goes. And it's not just Nissan doing that. They all do that. They all do some goofy thing where my truck, my Ford F-250, it has a 12,500 pound rating on a bumper pull, a 12,000 pound rating on a gooseneck. And it makes no sense. But that's how they're doing it. And they're doing a lot of that because they want you to use a weight distributing hitch. And they kind of line it up that way for the 2708, 2706. Anyway, it's a new towing standard from the SAE, Society of Automotive Engineers. But, and we're only pulling probably a little less than 3,000 pounds now, so we're not really putting it to a test. Can't always find the right weight rating to do maximum towing with these because we do so much in the mountains on these curvy switchbacks.
Really curvy.
Everybody's out vacationing this weekend. A lot of traffic on a Sunday. Everybody's coming back.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the mirrors are really great, especially on all these turns. I was watching it, and you can see everything. It's really nice.
Well, I appreciate it when we get a good towing package. A lot of the half tons we don't, or what this is, we don't get good towing mirrors because they don't know we're towing all the time. And we tow with every trailer, every truck we get, because that's what the average consumer cannot do. It can't just go to the dealership, hook up his trailer, and take off. So we try to let people know how these tow. And I have towed a lot of trailers with these XD Titans, a lot of goosenecks, a lot of 12,000 pound trailers, and they do well. Now this truck, it's got turbo lag when you first take off.
It's nice. I mean, there's just a lot of power in this little vehicle.
Well, if you take off slow, if you don't just smash it, just take off slowly, it'll accelerate faster. It'll surprise you.
Yeah, instead of just slamming it down. You can feel it kick in when you just slightly step on the gas.
Yeah, and I wish it had exhaust brake. That's the one thing that's missing.
That would be nice.
Yeah, they didn't think it needed it because their Ison, they think, has really great tow haul mode. It does, and if you find that one sweet spot, which is probably around 50, 55, if you find that, it does shift down right. But if you're not in that sweet spot, it doesn't grade shift as well at higher speeds or slower speeds. So I think exhaust brake would still be a good idea. And this is the second year of this XD. I would hope that sometime soon they would try that exhaust brake. This guy, no Cummins, have got no problem putting it in for them. But yowzer, good towing vehicle in the mountains. But it finds this lane, and this has a recirculating ball, which is the same thing a big truck has. And I'm surprised, but they did that to try to amplify the fact that this is more of a heavier duty than a half ton. But all the half tons have rack and pinion, and that steers so much tighter. So I'm kind of used to that. But so this steers like a heavy duty.
Yeah, it does.
So you can trade your Ford in on one of these.
I don't know. A little bigger of a.
Well, you got a 1 ton. Yeah, if you got an F-350, it's kind of hard to compare.
It's hard to beat that.
Yeah. So how many quarter horses do you have?
Just one right now.
Just one?
Yeah, just the one. I stopped competing for a while and just wanted to focus on work and having fun.
Oh, sure.
And then I realized how much I missed having a horse and being able to ride, and really missed competing. So I bought another horse. I bought a horse, and
there you go.
She's young, so it's fun. It's not competitive yet.
Yeah, do sometimes. Just hook up a trailer, take it to your place, and load a horse.
Yeah, there you go. Really test it.
Yeah. We've done that, load horses and tractors and ATVs. And I'm too old to get on a horse.
It is so pretty up here.
It is. This is great being in Colorado. So much good scenery.
Yeah.
You can take it in with the camera.
Yeah. This is what you want to see when you come to Colorado.
I just got to get me a drone. I had one years ago, and it shot one angle, so I wasn't happy with it. And now they've kind of taken away some restrictions on those drones, and they've got them cheaper. So this summer I'll probably get one. And be out there flying above you, watching all the mountains, and the truck and the trailer. It'll be fun.
Nice. That'll be a good view.
Well, this is the Pro 4X package, so it is an off-road package. And And I have taken these off-road, and they do really well. This has a lot of skid plates on it. It's got that front skid plate, Bilstein shocks. It's got the aggressive tires on it. But that's what they call the Pro 4X. It's a really good off-road package. And that's nice to have a truck that you can use it for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, the first priority is towing, but after that, it's fun to go out in the country. I mean, we've got project trucks that we go climbing rocks with, and we've got our ATVs. And a long time ago, I used to trail ride with my horse up in the mountains. And now, spend all my time behind a steering wheel or a computer keyboard.
Well, and it's a great truck to use to do some gardening.
Yeah, it's a
You can
6.5 foot bed.
pull some trees or hauling dirt or.
Yeah, and these,
got a lot of room.
That's what I really like about Nissan. And this is their heavier duty model, the XD. But the original model, I was at the original media launch. I think it was 2002. And they were the first ones that have really good cargo management with the tires. And we'll show you all those. You'll see the videos of that, where they have the tie downs, or they slide in a track on the floor and the side rails, and they've done a really good job with that. And they've got a bed liner. This has the Titan box. We'll show you that. And that is where you can open that up, kind of like a Ram box, but smaller, and it fits down into the side, and you can actually take it clear out. It's made to put in with like a camper shell. But they're the first ones that have sway control on trucks. But you think about trucks with no load in them, their back end moves all over the place.
Well, yeah, and that's what worries me. A lot of people I noticed for rodeo, were buying those RV packages.
Class C's, yeah.
And then hooking up bumper poles. And one of the major complaints was there was nothing to keep the bumper pole from sliding all over the back of the road from wind, ice, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So it's good when you have that.
It's got a 26-gallon tank. Well, this one, the MSRP on this puppy, these are always scary no matter what brand it is. Looking at that. This one, MSRP, is $60,250.
Vehicles are so expensive.
Well, they are. I've got an F650 at home that I'm using to haul in some rock and stuff. Ford sent me a crew cab, and that thing is $87,000, of course, with the bed and with all that and the whole stuff. So yeah, trucks, and it's not hard to get a dually in the 80,000s.
No, it's not. Most of them start there.
Yeah, Ford's got a half ton I drove a couple of weeks ago, 67,000. So, and this, when you get the diesel and you get the ice and transmission, you get a good combination there. Just have to add an aftermarket exhaust brake. And at fuel mileage, it shows there 11.2 with the trailer. And that's another thing about this size. There is no EPA rating on it, so there's no official thing that tells you the fuel mileage you can expect. So I guess that's the surprise. And that's how the H2 Hummer was. It was the same weight rating, and so nobody knew it got 10 miles a gallon until they owned it. So it was kind of interesting. But this one here, I've gotten higher. I've gotten closer to 20, but empty. You got to have the right conditions for it. But the one thing where this shines, a lot of the half-ton class will outdo this on fuel mileage, but with the trailer, this will outdo all the half-tons for fuel mileage. Because it's got the power, and it is a diesel. So, pancake breakfast Sunday.
I know.
We're missing all this.
It's a cute looking out.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yep, I go to Estes quite often with the grandkids up there. Caramel apple and a chocolate covered strawberry.
Whoa. Chocolate covered strawberry, yeah.
Yeah, all
I
that
can
stuff.
understand that.
This has got decent seats too. Does it think the cushions are thick enough, or?
Yeah. Right. I'm actually going to take advantage of my seat cooler.
Yeah.
Feels a little weird when it comes on, but.
Yeah. Heated and cooled seats. Ford's got a massaging seat. It drives me nuts.
Really?
Yes, on the bottom and the back.
In the newer version?
Yeah,
Must be
they
newer.
had it priced since 2014 or 15. And I love those seats. That's what you need. Keeps you awake on those long rides. It almost puts you to sleep.
Well, that's the thing. It would put me to sleep, but I understand that the massage when you're driving.
Yeah, I mean,
Get uncomfortable after a while.
Yep, if you're in a big truck, you would need something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You like this yellow color. Wait a minute, this is probably not called yellow. Nobody calls anything what they look
I don't know.
like.
I mean, you notice it when it pulls up. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is called a solar flare. That's the
Okay.
color. It's not yellow. It's a solar flare. This is
It's kind of like
black
checker
material.
cab yellow
Yeah.
without the checkers.
You know me with all the websites and all that. I'm in the marketing, so I always have things that stand out. So this is a color I would buy.
Oh no, this one definitely stands out. You see it from a long ways away.
Yep, it does. So if you're off rock climbing and you fall off the mountain, they'll find you.
Spot it.
Look at you from the satellite cameras.
And we got tons of pickup truck questions, right?
Right. Where do we go for the answers?
We go to the Truck Nuts book.
Because we're truck nuts. And we wrote the book, Truck Nuts. We're nuts about truck. The ultimate guide to buying a truck, or to
Yep.
looking at a truck, or judging a truck. You know, whether it's diesel versus gas, new versus used, what your teenagers should learn about trucks, all that. You do all kinds of cool tests.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing. We do the iGauntlet, world's toughest towing test up the mountain and down the mountain. We do MPG testing on the highway, loaded with trailers.
Yeah.
We do off-road testing. A lot of that data is in this book as well, and it's a one-stop shop for truck information.
That's true. We test trucks, maximum capacity, up to the biggest grades you can do on the interstate.
Yep.
So we really put them to the test. And, you know, you can get all the facts you can't find anywhere else. We do MPG tests, which you can't find on any sticker anywhere. So, you know, all that stuff that you can't find is in the book.
And you can find the book at trucknutsbook.com. There are links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the other bookstores as well.
So read about your truck nuts.